Good afternoon. Okay, usually at least one person says it back. Good afternoon. All right, now I know what kind of room we have. This is good. My name is Sean Ferfaro. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics and Ontario Agricultural College Convocation ceremony this afternoon. Before I tell you a bit about the ceremony itself, I just want to take a moment to help you identify your closest exit in the unlikely event we have to evacuate the building for any reason. All of our exits are marked by the green runner symbol. You can see that above the doors. For our guests seated in the bleachers, emergency evacuation is quite simple. You head to the track and head this way. Head for daylight. That door will open and you can head outside. For those of you on this half of the floor seating, you would head out the door at the back corner. From that point, you would proceed to the back corner of the hallway and up the stairs, which will take you to that same exit. For those of you on this half of the floor, there are 3 options for you: 2 doors at the back, 1 door at the front, all of which will take you to the same entrance that you came in through today. Should the need arise, ushers will help direct you to your nearest exit and to our gathering point outside the Griffin Center Arena. Now, back to Convocation itself. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduands, and we take great pride in our Convocation ceremony. In order to allow full attention on Convocation, we would ask you to please silence all cell phones and electronic devices, pretty much anything that can make noise. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social media program developed especially for Convocation. We would ask you to please share your photos, your memories, and perhaps some advice for our graduating students by joining us on social media and using the hashtag #GuelphGrad. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods you see today represent that history. In general, gowns for baccalaureate and magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. Doctorates here at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and our honorary degrees are red. The University of Guelph crest, which you can see on the screens beside me and also on the front of my podium, represents our specific history. The emblems in the crest show links to the Royal City of Guelph through the white stallion at the top, the connection to liberal arts through the book, to the sciences through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance and agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto is Rerum cognoscere causis. It's a quote from Virgil. It's variously translated to be either happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall itself is also influenced by ancient tradition. Music will herald the start of the procession of our graduands, the students coming to graduate today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace, which leads the platform party. The mace is a symbol of the authority of the university, and it will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant, but today, the beadle is a ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and the mace is the chancellor, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and senate, as well as members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see in your program, and they're separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. We begin with doctorates and magisteriates, followed by baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will present scholars to the chancellor by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be capped, and technology willing, a live webcast stream is available for family and friends who are able to watch from a distance. Each student will be greeted right here at center stage, and another photograph will be taken. Now, we understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion as Convocation today, but we would ask that you please hold your cumulative applause until after each group of graduands has crossed the stage. If you want to hoot and holler for yours as they cross, that's great, but we actually encourage that. We would ask that rounds of applause please hold until the end of each group of graduands. I promise you, actually, I'll give you a personal guarantee, there will be a moment for truly thunderous applause before we finish here today. Once all the degrees have been conferred and all the cheers have been cheered, the chancellor will close our ceremony and a recessional will play. During the recessional, we would ask that you please remain standing until the platform party has processed out of the hall, and then remain at your seat for a brief closing announcement on how to get to the reception that follows. I'll come back up here to the podium. You'll stay here with me for 2 or 3 minutes while our graduates proceed to the field house for the reception, and I'll explain where you're going. Trust me, stay here with me for 2 or 3 minutes. It's better than being lost shoulder to shoulder in the hallways. Finally, may I be the first person to congratulate the graduands on their various successes and offer my congratulations to all of the family and friends who have come here today to support and celebrate them. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Guelph. Please stand as you're able for our graduating class.
Ani, we give thanks to the Creator. We acknowledge the world around us and understand our place within it. We acknowledge and offer our respect to the many nations that walk this land in the past, the many nations that walk it today, and welcome you to the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Anishinaabe. Sacred trust, we are the keepers of this land. She shelters and sustains us. Long after the flesh fills the spirit, we will care for this land. Our drums will be heard upon the wind, our voices in the rustle of the leaf. Our people have a sacred trust for the land, a trust no man may break, a trust that death cannot sever. We were here when you first stepped foot upon this land, and here we will remain long after the last step has disturbed your soil.
As an institution committed to learning, research, and to improving life, we're on a journey of transformative acts towards reconciliation. We acknowledge our role in strengthening relationships with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples, and in upholding our responsibilities as treaty partners and citizens. We know there's much work to do here and across Canada, and we're dedicated to taking these next steps together towards a brighter future. Please remain standing as you're able and join Ryan Hornseth in today's national anthem.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us commend. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Good afternoon. My name is Sonia Wu, and I work with multi-faith programs here at U of G. As we gather today to celebrate these graduands, we pause to mark the end of one journey for you. We give thanks for the family and friends who have supported you and walked with you. We are grateful for the classmates, faculty, staff, and mentors who have guided you along the way. May the learning, the growth, and the friendships you discovered here be long-lasting gifts in your life. In this season of abundance and harvest, I invite you, each in your own way, to take a moment of silence to reflect on that for which you are grateful. As you graduands leave this university and begin a new journey as alumni, may the knowledge you have gathered here be joined with wisdom and compassion, that together they might guide you as engaged citizens, creative leaders, and good neighbors in the contributions you will make to the flourishing of our world. And may knowledge, wisdom, and compassion shape the important and lifelong work of your inner journey as you continue to deepen your understanding of yourself and others. May wonder and curiosity move you to delight in our earth, to build common cause with those around you, to protect and nourish creation, and to create communities where the dignity of all is affirmed, where each may find a place of deep belonging. May peace be the song of our hearts and of our world. May it be so. I invite you to be seated.
Good afternoon and welcome. You are all very special and you're all very welcome. And I would like you to just give me the opportunity to recognize a very special guest, Chief Kimberly Brissett of the Chippewas of Kettle and Stony Point First Nation. Would you stand and be recognized? Good to have you here. So my name is Mary Ann Chambers, and I'm proud to serve as Chancellor of the University of Guelph. I am a daughter of the Caribbean island of Jamaica. 47 years ago, my husband and I chose Canada to be our home, the place to raise our 2 young sons. I made a commitment then, as I do now, that we would be good for Canada and Canada would be good for us. I see that as entirely consistent with the University of Guelph's commitment to improve life. The scope of that, the needs, and the opportunities are limitless. They are local and they are global. My story is not unique, but perhaps because I've been willing to share it, I have had the pleasure of meeting students, faculty, and staff who have generously shared their stories and their passion for this very special university with me. I have also been touched by retired faculty and staff who have expressed interest in mentoring current students, reminding me that they have a lot of experience and knowledge to share. I think all of this points to the many benefits that the University of Guelph is able to offer as a leading comprehensive university and one of the highest ranked research universities in Canada. A community large enough to cover a broad range of subject areas in a variety of disciplines, while also being the right size for ensuring that everyone can feel that they belong here, where professors know their students and genuinely care about their success, and exceptional staff welcome the opportunity to support the achievement of that success. Many of your faculty and staff are with me here on the platform, and I'm so thrilled to have them. I'm also really happy to have the chair of our Board of Governors, Nancy Brown Anderson, with us today. We really must continue to explore and to learn. Addressing climate change and food insecurity is critical to the survival of our planet. Issues like global health, geopolitical instability, and cybersecurity are demonstrating clearly that geographical borders are man-made, easily breached, and increasingly irrelevant. And it is undeniable that artificial intelligence is as much about ethics, sociology, and human psychology as it is about technology and massive amounts of data. I mention these realities to remind you, graduates, that you are absolutely essential to the well-being of each other. And to engage you, because among you are the brightest minds from every academic discipline, researchers and innovators who have crucial roles to play. When I think of the integrated and multidisciplinary approaches modeled by the One Health Initiative, for example, in recognizing the various ways that human beings, plant life, and animal life are impacted by these kinds of challenges, it becomes obvious that there are connections, collaborations, and partnerships required everywhere. There are also tremendous opportunities. Graduates, you are building upon a foundation established by high achievers from every college of this university. I hope you have a sense of what is possible. I want you to aspire to greatness. Most of all, I want you to make your lives matter, because our world truly needs you to do so. The world should be a better place because you have lived. As you embrace the joy and satisfaction of these moments and look with optimism and courage towards the next chapters of your lives, I wish you continued success. And I ask that you remember how you have gotten this far. I'm thinking about those who have cared so much about you and have often made significant sacrifices to enable you to dream big. If you're able to do so, now would be a good time to stand and applaud all who have helped you to get to this point. Thank you. I also know from conversations I have had with students that some have had to work hard under difficult personal circumstances to achieve their dreams. I admire and applaud the strength, resilience, and determination that you have all demonstrated. I have shared with you my hopes for the impact you will have on our world. I also have a more personal wish for you that I will convey through one verse of the lyrics of a song by American country singer and songwriter Leanne Womack. It's not a new song, but I think its message is timeless and one that you might want to take with you on your life's journey. The song's title is I Hope You Dance. I hope you never fare those mountains in the distance, never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. So, graduates, please always be in awe of the world in which we live. Whether you view life through a social justice lens or through the creative spirit of an artist, remember why you chose to pursue a university education. I'd like to believe you did so not only to improve yourselves and your prospects for the future, but also to improve life for others. So remain close to the University of Guelph. This will always be your alma mater. You can be very proud of that. I wish you the best, always.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Stacia Elliott, a professor in the School of Hospitality, Food and Tourism Management, and I have the honor today to introduce our honorary degree recipient. Madam Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is a great honor to present to you the candidate, Keith Alfred Henry, for the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Keith Henry is an impassioned advocate for authenticity for Indigenous tourism development, workforce participation, and community development, as well as for Indigenous-owned and operated tourism organizations to share their stories in their own voices in Canada and abroad. As a Métis person, Mr. Henry has spent his life supporting, advocating for, and developing a variety of Indigenous organizations through volunteering, consulting, and professional work. He's played an instrumental role in negotiating agreements and partnerships at various levels that have fostered training, employment, and economic development. Currently, as President and CEO of the Indigenous Tourism Association of Canada, an organization he helped to create, he initiated a national strategy that focuses on increasing Indigenous market readiness, jobs, and revenues. Earlier, he served as an esteemed leader of the Vancouver-based Native Education College, the Industry Council for Aboriginal Business, and the BC Aboriginal Business Association. As president of the BC Métis Federation, Mr. Henry was elected as ambassador during the Canada 150 celebrations. In 2017, he became and is still a director of Tourism HR, a pan-Canadian organization focused on building world-leading tourism workforce. In 2019, he served at U of G as the executive residence in our School of Hospitality, Food and Tourism Management, enabling him to share his knowledge and experience and to heighten faculty and student awareness of opportunities and challenges in Indigenous economic development. Last year, Mr. Henry spearheaded cultural protocol to support Indigenous leadership at the Vatican meeting with the Pope in an historic apology. More broadly, he has been instrumental in building and rebuilding since COVID-19 a highly successful segment of the tourism industry that adds diversity, authenticity, and cultural understanding. I now ask you, Madam Chancellor, to confer upon Keith Henry the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws. Congratulations. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Henry to deliver a convocation address.
Thank you, Chancellor, and good afternoon, everyone. I just want to start, before I get into too many comments, just to acknowledge the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit and the Anishinaabe people, and the chief that's here as well. I want to acknowledge the leadership in the room. I also want to acknowledge my wife and my son. We made the red-eye trip from Calgary last night, so I'm a little bit groggy. So if I stumble on my words, just bear with me. I've been on a flight for the better part of the last 14 hours. I just want to start by acknowledging the graduates. You know, I don't know your stories. I don't know where you come from, but I know it took hard work to get where you are today. I also know that you can't do it without your families. And I'm proud of all of you for standing up and acknowledging those support networks that you have. Because too often, as you get older in life, it's easy to forget about your parents, your grandparents, your brothers, your sisters, because we get busy. And if there's one message I can say to all of you, which is really so important for many of our Indigenous communities, hold on to that family. Because in the end, that's all that's going to matter. Now, this speech for me is truly one I can best describe. It's a long time coming. I got notified about this award 4 years ago. Then a little thing called COVID happened, and didn't know when I was ever going to get to be accepting this honorary doctorate. But I'm really proud to be here today. I remember getting an email sent to me, and I don't know, like many of you today, I trust about 3% of my emails, it seems like, they come in, and I thought, is this spam? What is this? I'm not sure. Is this for real? And so within the course of about an hour or two, I realized, oh, this is real, and this is an amazing accomplishment. So I just want to acknowledge the University of Guelph and the leadership and the board and their committees that provided this recognition. Now, I was hoping to celebrate the award years ago, but as we know, life happened, and here's where we are. Now, my name is Keith Henry. I'm the son of my father, Harold, and my mom, Edith. And I'm the grandson of Alfred and Eileen Henry, as well as Walter and Alice Vicklin. I grew up as a half-breed in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. That term half-breed was one I cherished. I know some people think of it in a derogatory sense, but it's what we were. It's who we were. It was a term of endearment in our family. What was even more interesting, on my father's side, sort of the French Cree Michif language-speaking family, they were very much involved, our family was very much involved in the historic events of Northwest Rebellion in 1885, and deep connections right to that specific historical area. But what I didn't know was that my grandparents, on my mom's side, were Sami. They passed away. They never told us that story. And for those of you that don't know, Sami is an indigenous people from Sweden, and we had no idea. So as I thought I was celebrating and living my life as a Métis person, I actually had, by blood quantum, more Sami blood than I did my indigenous blood here in Canada. So it's an interesting story for me. What I've come to learn now later in life is that these things matter. And that's why I said deliberately what I said at the beginning about hold on to your family. Do you know your story? Share your story. Sorry, it's emotional for me. So I grew up in Prince Albert with 2 brothers. Dad was a pen guard, jail guard, firefighter, and my mom was a social worker, police officer, and entrepreneur. We had a loving blue-collar family where most of us growing up believed that the career path was likely working as a police officer, fireman, or possibly at the pulp mill. I completed high school in 1989 with absolutely no ambition for university, because where I grew up, everyone was a hockey player and thought junior hockey was going to be our way forward. You laugh, because we all know very few of us actually get there, but we all think we're going to get there. I recall in the summer of 1991, after a few meager years in junior Saskatchewan hockey, thinking that's it, I've had it. I think I broke my collarbone and leg and arm and whatever else that year, and I thought there's got to be an easier life. So I thought, university, here we come. You know, there was a program available. It wasn't really what I thought my career path was going to be, but it was an opportunity for me, given the economics of our family. So I enrolled in the Saskatchewan Urban Native Teacher Education Program. It was called SUNTEP, and through the University of Saskatchewan. And it was completely foreign to me, foreign to my entire family. No one in my family at that particular time had been to university or much about post-secondary, anything in prior generations. However, successfully after 4 years, I graduated in 1995. I remember graduation like it was yesterday. I was proud of it for so many reasons. From there, I taught for a few years in northern Saskatchewan, but the profession was not really what I wanted, though, in the long term. By 1998, I was fortunate to be hired in my first CEO role, supported with additional financial management in Saskatchewan with a Métis organization. And from there, 2005, I was asked to take on the role of Aboriginal Tourism Association of British Columbia. At that time, it's now Indigenous Tourism BC. I got involved on a committee and we were implementing a major strategy. So since 2005 till today, I've seen the industry grow, change, tell me what it couldn't do, and watch us buck the trend every single way. I developed such a passion seeing the power and potential of Indigenous tourism since 2005. I've been intimately involved in the marketing and development of Indigenous tourism in Canada. I've led numerous provincial, territorial, national, and international Indigenous tourism strategies and initiatives. I never thought I would have dreamt I'd be with the Ainu people in Japan or Sami people in Finland or other Indigenous people in Mexico. And there I was, years later doing that. Today, I continue to work as President and CEO of the Indigenous Tourism Association of Canada, and have maintained this national position since rebuilding the national organization in 2015. When we started in 2005, we had about 900 businesses in the country. Today, we've got 1,900. When we started in 2005, we had about 700 people working in the industry. Now we've got well over 39,000. So I've seen the industry evolve, change, and transform the entire tourism industry. I'm also witnessing the connection of how we sell Indigenous artwork to consumers. We are seeing the value of Indigenous art and destinations as destinations increase their take their rightful place in economic benefits of that industry. And I really appreciate hearing the discussion today about reconciliation. And I continue to believe, and why I'm so passionate about it, is I believe Indigenous tourism is one of the most important ways for us to give Canadians and the world a way to reconcile with Indigenous people on Turtle Island. There remains so much more potential, but it will take leadership and vision for us as a country to reach our true Indigenous tourism potential. Given these experiences, here are some thoughts I want to leave with the students today. First, I've come to learn that change is constant. It really is. The world has changed so much during my career. I can only imagine where you will be in the next few decades. It was less than a decade ago where Canadians shared a majority negative view of Indigenous people and issues. And I know that because we measured it. We saw it on social media. We measured it. We measured 8.6 million conversations. I'll never forget that study we did in 2017. Negative 27 was the actual score. Today it's about plus 90%. The world is completely flipped. That's just one of many things I see that things will change. Second, we have made and will continue to make Canada a better country by embracing our difficult history and healing together. I don't want us to focus on the tragic past of residential schools, but make no mistake, my family was also impacted. I had family attend residential schools in Saskatchewan. I faced racism, and the truth is, I would never want my son to face that in his lifetime. I won't get into the expletives I've been called, but the truth is, we all faced it. And despite this past, I love Canada. I see Canada as a much better place today than it was when I was growing up. So don't stop your learning about Indigenous place and culture. Embrace it. What makes us unique to the world? Third, your careers will change, your employers will change, your interests will change, but find your passion. I found my passion through Indigenous tourism. It wasn't what I set out to do, but I remember watching my grandparents on my dad's side. They spoke Michif language, and they would hide it. I remember we would speak that language just amongst our family. And I remember what they would tell me growing up to try not to be like them. That's my burning desire in life. That's what became my passion. I didn't know it when I was in my teens, but I certainly saw it in my late 20s, 30s, 40s, and I'll never stop doing the work I do now today because of it. In closing, I just want to share with the University of Guelph faculty, and in particular my friend Marion Jupe, who's not here now, who's now retired from the tourism department here at the university, that I'm so touched by the recognition of the work that I've done the last 18 years, and know that I will cherish this honorary designation the rest of my life. I cannot take full credit for all the accomplishments that have been spoken about here today by myself or Stacia. And of course, there's many other players in Canada. So I must also recognize so many supportive leaders, staff, and others that shared the vision that we could grow Indigenous tourism no matter what. So today is such an honor, not just for me. I hope it's a beacon for my Métis community, other Indigenous entrepreneurs and communities, my family, my nephews, my nieces, and of course my future grandchildren. So in my language, I say, le temps passé, le temps qui vient, from my past for our future. Merci.
Good afternoon. My name is Byron Sheldrick, and I have the honor to serve as the Associate Vice President Academic for the University of Guelph. I'd like to take a moment just to thank Dr. Henry for his inspiring comments. It may have taken a little while to get you here, but it was worth the wait. And the story is... And I think your message of keeping one's history and story close as one goes through the world and sharing it to inspire others is one which I'm sure the graduates will appreciate as they go off on their journeys. And I'm sure they will all remember this day with, I hope, as much heartfelt thanks as you demonstrated in your remarks. Thank you so much. Graduates, now is the moment you have been waiting for. Will the graduating class please rise? Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph, that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the members of the graduating class please be seated?
Good afternoon. My name is Ben Bradshaw, and I serve as the AVP for Graduate Studies at the University of Guelph. In a moment, we'll call graduates up to the stage to confer the degree for which they've worked so hard over the past number of years. We will start with those who've completed doctoral degrees, the highest degrees issued by the University of Guelph. They're the folks dressed in blue. And then we'll move on to those who've completed master's degrees. I'm grateful to the leaders of the Lang School of Business and Economics and the Ontario Agricultural College for allowing me this opportunity to welcome their graduate students to the stage and to be the second to congratulate them after the provost when their degrees are conferred. Given my role at the University of Guelph, managing graduate studies, I would love to applaud each and every one of them. But I'm afraid in the interest of time, I'm going to have to exercise some restraint. And we'd like to ask you to similarly exercise restraint and hold your collective applause until you're invited to do so. Thank you. Now, of course, if you wish to show your excitement for an individual as they cross the stage with a cheer or a hoot, we will not stand in your way. Indeed, we encourage you. I have one final note of instruction, and this time for the graduands. After you've been announced to the Chancellor and hooded, you will cross the stage here. Please pause at the center of the stage for a photo with Provost Chapman. You'll see the photographer directly below the stage in front of you, and once that photo is taken, then you can continue across the stage. I'll greet the graduate students, and your deans and associate deans will greet the undergrads. So let's get started. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these doctoral and magisteriate scholars that they may be presented with their various and several degrees.
Graduating with the degree Doctor of Philosophy from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics. Linda K. Melnick. Graduating with the degree Doctor of Philosophy from the Ontario Agricultural College, Nastaran Chalabianlu Vejoye. Jia Li Chen. Winifredo Bonkin Dagli. Jiwan Tarindu Kumara Hanagala Gamage. Tamid Haq Ishar. Pauline Angela Louise Cosmel. Philip Mack. Moazame Meskar. Tiffany Yan Yao. Please join me in congratulating all of our doctoral graduates. Graduating from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics with the degree of Master of Arts. Marjan Rezania. Graduating with the degree Master of Business Administration. Adebayo Adeni. Felicia Agarusa. Connor Beamish. Lauren Elizabeth Bierman. Derek Byer. William Thompson Brown. Juan Pablo Chacin. Lester Clark. Scott Allen Compton. Amy Cote. Bethany Davis. Jared Dykema. Heather Dusenbury. Michael Dusenbury. John Kevin Foster. Sarah Katarina Garrett. Jesse Jerva. Abimanyu Gore. Sydney Galoin Olmsted. Maria Amy Halabi. Rebecca Hodges. Bradley Michael Graydon Horde. Tasmia Jagurder. Jeffrey Lau. Taylor McCracken. Ben Moore. Michael Raskin. Courtney Schmidt. Esnart Munanga Shipande. Shelby Patricia Smith. Jeffrey Smith. Adebimpe Taiwo. Abla Doji Cholu. Michael Wexler. Spencer Whalen. Yanggong Zhang. Graduating from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics with the degree Master of Science. Mandana Abedini. Sherlyn Aurora. Azin Falah. Zuyuan Lee. Shane Walter MacDonald. Fargol Sadat Mansouri. Toluwalope Ojuade. Daniela Pejagao. Masa Sadr. Zoe Shearer. Elnaz Yousafi. Ehsan Zerat Parvar. Graduating from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics with a graduate diploma. Caden Michael Curtis. Thompson Mackenzie. Samuel Albert Moore. Joel Zavitz. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Master of Dairy Technology Management. Hanuye Yin. Graduating with the degree Master of Environmental Sciences. Jenna Felice. Jixiao Jiang. Victoria Robertson. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Master of Landscape Architecture. Diana Lawson Canning. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Master of Planning. Fahad Obrahani. Japinder Singh Brar. Takshi Dave. Samane Nejadagigi. Anne-Marie Paquette. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Master of Science. Mateen Ahmed. Nicholas Anthony Michael Antonacci. Yu-Chen Bai. Mitchell Bordelon. Rosemary Brockett. Eric Buzucker. Hiba Chaudhry. Daniel Kolkuk. Morgan Colling. Natasha Marie Dizwan. Uduak Ita Edit. Juliana Ferreira Ladera. Duncan David Fitton. Annika Fraser. Emily Glasgow. Ilasinga Kankanemge Kasuni Sachitra. Linoy Jacobs. Nauya Kadota. Lindsay Grace Korak. Brock Levac. Yuan Cheng Liu. Hannah Rose McCarthy. Kiana McDowell. Lindsay Alexandra Meehan. Kate Nicole Marion Menard. Stephen Mujisha Mizuru. Fatima Zara Muhammad. Taku Dzwanashe Mundenga. Sebastian Felix Nicholson. Jennifer Oku. Maria Olmeda. Alini Pereira. Sarah Sequeira. Abigail Wiesner. Farzana Yasmin. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Master of Science Planning. Humaira Azhar. Maria Cristina Chiotti. Blake M. Glassford. Michael Quern. Haley Christina Till. Vidrana Tomic. Jessica Diane Wakefield. Please join me in congratulating all of our magisteriate graduates.
Hello, everyone. My name is Audrey Jamal. I'm the Assistant Dean, Strategic Partnerships and Societal Impact in the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics. Let me first start by adding my congratulations to all of the graduates and their families and friends here today. It's been a really nice celebration so far. Convocation is a special day to pause, to celebrate, and to reflect. And this past year at the Lang School, we've also been reflecting on what makes us unique and how we want to approach the future. Lang's new strategic plan highlights how we're advancing business as a force for good in the world. This means that we are deeply committed to ethical and responsible business practices. It also means that our business education explores the interconnected nature of people, planet, and profit. The business education that you've received has prepared each of you to be a leader for a more sustainable and equitable world, something we need a lot more of these days. As we look to the future of business education, Lang's 5 strategic priorities provide a clear roadmap. We will continue to enhance our reputation for excellence and sustainability. We will champion reconciliation, equity, diversity, and inclusion. We will prioritize research excellence, and we will advance educational innovation and an exceptional student experience for all of you. And finally, we will do this by also developing and deepening our external partnerships with local communities, nationally and internationally. And today, as you all become part of the Lang alumni family, we encourage each of you to join us on this journey. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these baccalaureate scholars from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics, that they may be presented with their various and several degrees.
Graduating from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics with the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Jack Dagan. Nicholas Tu. Graduating with the degree Bachelor of Commerce. Michael Aitchison. Chowdhury Asir Ausaf with distinction. Bianca Bachin. Justin Garfield Beyer with distinction. Navreet Kaur Binder with distinction. Neil Thomas Bilton. Tatiana Boskovich. George Adrian Busakan with distinction. Jack Kelly Campbell. Jaden Convery. Catherine Adelaide Court. Alexander Coverdale. Aiden Glenn Curry. James Douglas Dedman. Gershon Dhaliwal with distinction. Aiden Ennis. Russell James Epp. Benjamin Arthur Freeborn. Brody Marshall Galloway. Sabrina Danica Gaskovsky with distinction. Dominic Andrew Goddard. Dylan Gordon. Avdeep Grewal. Ramsha Haq with distinction. Jonah Siwa Ho. James Hogarth. Miles Howell. Abrar Kabir. Ungandu Ariel Kabango. Mohsen Mansour Kamal. Abigail Cavell Kays with distinction. James Kelly. Tenzing Kunchuk. Jaspreet Kaur Lal. Priya Carol Elizabeth Lewis. Brianna Marie Linton. Luke William Logel. Patrick Keelan Thomas Lutz with distinction. Jacob McLennan. Nicholas Kieran Malavris. Jishan Manoharan. Noah Martone. Jalen Antonio Mason. Yahya Mater. Catherine Amanda Rose McAlpine with distinction. Caitlin McLaren. Jack Mayer. Atticus Thomas Miller McLean. Brianna Carly Minardi. Ryan Mario Nasello. Aaron Palmer. Ella Polgar. Kate Powell with distinction. Jared Pudsey with distinction. Victoria Ricagno with distinction. Aidan Reeve. Mark Edward Sammy. Oksa Shehzadi. Bill Sige with distinction. Nicholas Michael Sobel. Carson Burks Summers. Jared Susel. Megan Sarah Taylor. Brendan Teasdale with distinction. Abby Temple. Hagop Tutikian with distinction. Maham Zahid. Graduating from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics with the degree Bachelor of Commerce in Hospitality, Food, and Tourism Management. Spiro William Athanasoulis. Yu Fan Liang. Shu Lin Tong. Se Yi Wu. Please join me in congratulating all of our baccalaureate graduates from the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics.
Hello, my name is John Cranfield. I'm the Acting Dean for the Ontario Agricultural College here at the University of Guelph. We gathered today to celebrate a remarkable achievement. We're not just marking the end of your academic journey, we're welcoming you into a global community of scholars, thinkers, and doers. I'm immensely proud to stand before you as the Dean of OAC, and I offer my heartfelt congratulations. Today also marks the beginning of a new chapter. As you walk out these doors, you aren't just leaving behind a campus, but you're stepping into a vast and diverse world of opportunities. You are now part of a global alumni network, a powerful community of individuals who, like you, started their journey from this very institution. These alumni are your supporters. They can help you navigate the challenges and seize the opportunities that lie ahead. I also want to remind you of the significance of our institution's global top 20 ranking in agriculture and our top 5 ranking in animal science and food science. These aren't just numbers. They reflect the excellence, innovation, and impact that our institution and its graduates have had on the world for over 145 years. You are part of the next generation that will improve life, and I'm eager to see the impact that you will have on your family and friends, in your local communities in Ontario, Canada, and beyond. Lastly, I want to extend an invitation to return. Come back and share your successes with us. Come back and reconnect with those who will follow in your footsteps. And importantly, come back and join us for Alumni Weekend next June when OAC celebrates its 150th anniversary, a monumentous milestone in the history of our college and the University of Guelph. Congratulations, graduates. The world eagerly awaits your contributions, and I have no doubt that you'll excel at whatever you do. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these baccalaureate scholars that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Bachelor of Bioresource Management. Zan Sohail Aslam with distinction. Jillian Van Noten with distinction. Graduating with the degree Bachelor of Commerce. Madison Van Art with distinction. Graduating with the degree Bachelor of Landscape Architecture. Shumia Vasant with distinction. Graduating with the degree Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Ella Duffy. Aubrey Fair. Alicia Fortella. Mariam Hassan with distinction. Claudia Angela Yachkovsky with distinction. Julia Haddon Kobolnik with distinction. Sammy Luke with distinction. Karina Marignani. Elizabeth Sophia Nozelik. Kirsten Leah Popius. Tiana Elizabeth Termel. Chi Han Wang. Wanxin Shui with distinction. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. Connor Dean Bellot with distinction. Joshi Lu. Isabella Manjapani. Benjamin James Yanish with distinction. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences. Hugh Dawson Hlynyansky. Benjamin Pernfuss with distinction. Logan Philpott. Jonathan David Segerin. Jenna Rochelle Saunier. At the beginning of the ceremony, I gave a personal guarantee that there would be a moment for truly thunderous applause, and this is that moment.
Madam Chancellor, I would ask you now to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program, but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present.
Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Chapman, and I have the honor of serving as the Provost and Vice President Academic here at the University of Guelph, and I am delighted to be able to be here today, joining you with your friends, family members, and supporters to celebrate you, the 2023 graduates of the Lang School of Business and Economics and the Ontario Agricultural College. Congratulations. It was not all that long ago that many of you gathered at orientation and the induction of scholars ceremony, excited to be new students at the University of Guelph to become Griffins. And now you've crossed the stage and you've received your degree. But so much has happened in between the time you took your first steps on campus and today. Each of you experienced the University of Guelph differently. You wrote your own unique stories, but you also connected through the collective experience of being a student here, experiencing the joys and stresses of student life, forging new friendships, embracing your newfound freedom, and developing a passion or curiosity for new and exciting things that may shape your future. Some of you may have a clear picture of what that future looks like, maybe a professional career you've been working towards, or maybe postdoctoral or graduate studies. Others of you may be less certain, and that's okay. Uncertainty can be just as exciting and rewarding, and I do encourage you to embrace the unknown. Over the past few years, you've learned how important it is to become fully engaged citizens and make your contribution to the broader world. Our university mission here at the University of Guelph is to improve life, and today we celebrate your next step in that journey. So take a few moments today, over the next week, to congratulate yourselves and to reflect not only on what you have accomplished, but also what you will go on to do next. And again, as has been mentioned a few times, I do want to say a special thank you to the families, friends, and loved ones here today. Your support really does make all the difference, and I'm sure that the graduates would agree that they could not have achieved this success without you, so thank you. When I first came to the University of Guelph, I came here to be Dean of the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences 7 years ago, and I was drawn to the comprehensiveness of the university, our globally recognized agriculture and veterinary colleges, our leadership in sustainable business, international development, and community engagement. And I knew that the University of Guelph was celebrated for its innovative teaching, for interdisciplinarity, and for our students' incredible commitment to volunteerism. What I've come to appreciate even more over the past few years is that while I knew a lot about our community when I first arrived, I didn't truly yet understand the genius of the University of Guelph. This genius is how we work to achieve our mission to improve life. It's how we shape the lives of those around us, our friends, our families, the communities we serve, how we bring together academic disciplines in our pursuit of truth and groundbreaking innovation, how we mobilize knowledge across communities to impact the world around us, and how we build a community that lifts one another up and celebrates our individual and our collective successes. This is the true genius of the University of Guelph, and it is exemplified by each of you sitting here today. U of G's unique approach to learning and to interdisciplinarity is key to our excellence in teaching and research, and it has prepared you to enter the next chapter of your life with the experience, knowledge, and confidence to make a difference. We're privileged to have students and faculty at U of G who are unquestionably at the forefront of their academic fields, many of whom are working hard and working together to inspire leaders, to generate knowledge, and create innovative solutions that address complex issues. They are actively tackling complex challenges at both local and global levels. For example, through innovative research and action, our community is developing sustainable business practices and advocating for equitable food systems, investigating the impact of honeybee populations on our natural ecosystems and our food productions, and working together across disciplines to combat complex health problems affecting humans, animals, and the environment. Those examples are just sort of the tip of the iceberg. Each time I talk to students like you, I'm amazed to learn more and more about the great things that we're doing here at the University of Guelph. I hope you will carry the lessons you've learned and the expertise you've gained with you as you continue to solve challenges and improve lives in the next phase of your life. Your experiences here and your work as alumni will help the university realize its goals over the coming years and improve the experience for the next generation of students. As you look back on your time here, remember that the University of Guelph is a family. Your immediate U of G family is here within your programs and faculty, but your extended U of G family can be found not only in Guelph, but across our global network of alumni. Maintaining that connection is part of being a family. So check in when you can, come back to inspire those students who come after you, and share with us the benefit of what you continue to learn, what you're doing, what you're creating. And if you need help along the way or you'd like to continue your studies, the U of G will certainly be here for you when you need it. So as we come to the end of our convocation ceremony, I'd like to share a brief video with you entitled Moments.
Your university experience is made up of moments. From the moment you opened your acceptance letter, survived online enrollment, and packed the moving van, your adventure began. From the nerves of being a first-year student who chose to make Guelph their home, you became part of a community. From the days you met your first roommates, made your first university friends, and moved into your first apartment, your social circle grew. From the times you missed your family, weren't sure if university was for you, then bravely decided that it was, you gained courage. From the late night study sessions, to the early morning exams, and finishing your projects at the very last minute, you proved to yourself that you could do it. From the summer jobs, the co-op terms, and the contacts you made in your field of study, you turned your classroom learning into practical experience. From the football games, the campus clubs, and the groups you were the beating heart of, you showed that nothing is stronger than a Guelph connection. From the moment you donned your gown, crossed the stage, and got the degree you worked so hard to earn, you have been part of something special. From the University of Guelph, we say thank you. Thank you for contributing to a culture and reputation that's unlike any university in Canada. Thank you for innovating, striving for excellence, and helping us to improve life. Thank you for continuing your relationship with the university as mentors, advocates, and proud alumni. Thank you for sharing some of your most important moments with us. Congratulations, and thank you for forever being a Griffin. Welcome to the alumni family.
Each time I see that, I'm moved by the energy, the excitement, and the happiness of our students. It may not seem this way to you today, but you have learned a great deal about yourselves and the world around you as you've completed your program. I wish you the very best as you boldly embark on your next adventure. It's been an honor celebrating with you today. Thank you for being part of the University of Guelph. Congratulations on your achievements, and good luck as you go forward. Thank you.
Just a quick explanation on how the final few moments of convocation will go here. In just a few moments, I'm going to invite our bagpiper, Barry, front and center, and he will escort our platform party out of our convocation hall. A lot of tradition associated with the bagpipes. Now, traditionally, the graduates would leave right after that to the bagpipe music. But you're not leaving yet. You're going to stay here with me, and you're going to leave to some different music. We will explain that momentarily. That's what we call a tease. Friends and family, I would ask you please, as much as your instinct will be to head for the doors, to please remain at your seats. We do need to allow the graduates an unimpeded route over to the convocation reception at the field house, so we don't want to clog up the hallways. This day is about them. We want to get them over there first, and then I will come back out after the platform party leaves and explain how you're going and how to get there and stay dry since it's raining outside right now. All right, so bear with me, stay with me. It'll only take 2 to 3 minutes and I'll get you over there, all right? So with that, Barry is front and center, as is our tradition here at the University of Guelph. The final word on convocation shall come from our chancellor.
Convocation is dismissed.
Convocation is dismissed. Please stand as you are able. Never works. I'm always a second off. All right, so here's how this is going to work. As you know, convocation has a lot of pageantry and history, as we've talked about. So normally, appropriate for your degrees, right? So the song that you're leaving to today, I think is our best one yet. I think it is a perfect representation of what these now alumni Griffins are going out to do in the world. So, stop me now. Don't stop me now. All right, give them a beat.